Hello friends, my name is Katie from Eternal Flame, and today I thought I'd share with you a quick chat about my final lineup of planners for 2025. So if you're interested in hearing about how I've been doing and keeping up with my planners and how I plan on using each one of these 6 to 7 planners in the new year, please stick around. Thanks everyone. Before I get right into it today, I of course wanted to take this quick moment to thank you all so very much for taking the time to join me today. As always, if you like this video, definitely let me know by giving it a thumbs up and making sure you're subscribed. It definitely helps my channel to grow, and it helps me as a content creator to know exactly what you guys are looking for and what you enjoy, so I really appreciate that. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go through rather quickly, or at least try to go through the 6 planners that I have in front of us, because I've done a video very similar to this, but since then I have actually added the A5 size take a note, and I've actually switched things around. So I just wanted to talk to you all about that very quickly and the thought process behind it. I've also discovered a newfound love for this A6 size Hobonichi 5-year diary that started in 2023. So I'm going to show you that very quickly and tell you a little bit about why I love this. So I started this in 23. I have not updated it as religiously as I wish I have. Like, I really wish that I had been better at updating it. So I'm flipping here to a day that, or a spread rather, that I just didn't update. So it wasn't very difficult, as you can see, to find an empty spread here. But what I wanted to show you is that what the layout is. So you can't really fit more than just a few lines. I have pretty small handwriting, and I can probably get 2 or 3 sentences in. Sometimes I like to mix it up and add stickers. But what I love about this planner, and I actually really regret, which by the way, it came with this beautiful box. But what I really regret about not keeping up with this planner is because the days, so now that we're in the third, or now that I have started the 3rd year, when I got to January 1st, I had actually missed January 1st of last year, which is a little bit tragic because I was going through a lot in that time of my life. So it would have been really interesting to see where my head was at. But I had seen that in 23, because I had just bought this and started it in 23, I had a little bit of regret. And just only 2 years later, I was able to kind of reflect on that and see where I had been, where my husband's had been in 2023. So for example, on January 1st of 2023, I journaled about the fact that my husband and I had missed out on an opportunity to buy 6 acres in Pennsylvania. At the time, my husband told me it actually happened a year and a half in advance of January 1st of 2023. But for some reason, I was still regretting it. And it was significantly cheaper than what we have now, but it just wouldn't have worked for our lifestyle because we had permanent positions in person on the eastern end of Long Island. And so there was no way that we would have been able to farm or homestead or do any of the things from Western Pennsylvania. Anyways, long story short, it gave me this opportunity to reflect and just really be appreciative of where we are, how far we've come in just 2 years. So I'm hoping that this year, if everything else fails, I'm going to try hardest to keep up with this planner. The other thing I love to do is take the leftover stickers from all of my sticker sheets that I've used in other spreads, like my Hobonichi weeks, and use them to maybe add 1 or 2. There's not really a lot of space for it into each one of these here. The other thing I like to do is I go in with my Tombow hard or soft tip calligraphy fude pens, and I just write like the day of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, or whatever here. Anyways, so really, really loving this planner. I would say this is one of my favorites. I really love the detail of the embroidered cover and how it feels. I think I actually had a plastic cover on this at some point. I had mentioned this to you all in a previous video, that I had stained it with my messy fountain pen habits. But honestly, I prefer it without the cover because it just feels so organic and lovely. So anyways, it came with this box. It came with a writing board that actually matches this pattern here inside the box. I actually use that in my A6 HON, and so anyways, really highly recommend this. I think it's a beautiful, wonderful gift for others or even yourself. So I will definitely be getting another one of those. Now, I wasted 5 minutes on that one planner that I couldn't even show you what I put into it, so let's see how quickly I can go through this. The next one is another private planner. I've shared this with you all previously. It's the Midori Stand Diary that I got off Amazon. I really love, of course, the MD paper, and the only thing I would say about this, I love that it's pocket size, but it's slightly too small for any real detail. What I've been using this for is actually to track my health symptoms, a little bit of weather, because my bone pain seems to be very closely tied with precipitation, and so I basically know when it's going to rain. Also, the cold definitely has an impact as well. So for example, here on this spread, I have been using it to track all of the many different symptoms that come with having an autoimmune disease, like, for example, shortness of breath, dry eyes, dry mouth, bone pain, extreme fatigue, and things like that. So not only do I use this as a clean color dot marker to mark the days that I have those symptoms, which honestly sometimes feels silly because I have some of these symptoms like every day. But what I really enjoyed using this spread for was to track the good days. It gives me something to look forward to. And then when I go ahead and meet with my doctor every 3 months or so, I have something to fall back on when it comes to fevers. Like, I can write exactly what my temperature was or my blood pressure and things like that in here. And I have something solid to report back. Sometimes I have new symptoms that start, and so I had some bloody noses. I think this is like TMI, sorry. But I was able to write that down in the margins as well, so that I can share that with my doctor in a couple months. All right. So the next two that are, okay, I'm going to change it up a little bit and go back to the privates later so I can actually show you some spreads. Of course, my Hobonichi weeks, this is the only one I think I've shared with you all in 2025 so far. And yeah, I don't know. I've been really loving it. I've been using it a little bit differently, so I wanted to show you a quick update. I did end up finding the Sticky Club sticker note to self and the pocket here, so the corner pocket. I've been using it to put like these little, I guess, affirmation cards that I've been collecting over the years in my stationery addiction. I have this Hubman and Chub Girl sticker that I absolutely love. I thought that this looked really cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So representative of the 7 planners I have in 2025, which I thought was kind of coincidental and funny. So that's a quick update there. For the monthlies, I actually did set up this December one here. I think I've shared this with you all. I've been kind of ignoring this one, like the monthly spread in here, because I have so many monthlies that I've been updating. So yeah, that's a little bit of a flop. Here are the weeklies. I didn't start off very strong, as you can see here. Honestly, I was struggling a little bit to transition from my 2024 planners into 25. I don't know if you guys experienced this as well, but I was kind of in this weird phase of, I still had spreads in my Traveler's Company vertical planner, and then some of my, like my old Hobonichi and stuff like that. So I feel like there just has to be a cutoff date. So anyways, a lesson learned for the following year. So as you can see here, I've been doing a better job at updating. I think a big part of it is being able to work from home. So this week here, I was in the office 3 days of the week, which makes it really difficult to journal. As opposed to over here, where I was only in the office for 1 day that week. I have been really loving using my alphabet stamps from Amazon to track the number of eggs that we are getting on a daily basis. The reason is because, one, it's just a really exciting thing. If you have chickens, you totally know what I'm talking about. Maybe it'll get old over time, but I find myself really enjoying the short walks to our chicken coop to claim some eggs and check on the chickens, spread some pine shavings and bedding for them, giving them worms and things like that. So it's kind of like an egg hunt every day. For the adults. And anyways, so really been enjoying that. And what it really helps me to do is to see how many eggs we're getting on average on a daily basis. And what I like to think it signifies is how happy my chickens are. I like to believe that the better I treat my chickens, the better they treat me, and they'll pay rent on time and with quality eggs. So that's at least what I tell myself, and that's what you'll see here. I've also started to, I saw this on someone else's YouTube videos where they were tracking the weather. So I tried to track the highs and lows. What I love about it more so than anything is that it puts me in the habit of forcing myself to take like a few seconds to be more aware of the weather pattern on that day and in that week. I think it's going to come in really handy once we move into the growing season, and my husband and I are hoping to start from scratch on our garden. It's a pretty big task, and it's pretty important to our goals to be more self-sufficient and learning and growing closer to nature and learning about where our food comes from. All right. So I will give you a sneak peek, but I hope to do a flip through of this in the future. And these are the last 2 weeks I have here. I've been really loving, of course, my Hobonichi Basic Stencil and honestly my Uni Jet Stream. So you can see here, I use the 005 Pigma Micron, which used to be a favorite of mine in the Hobonichi weeks on the Tomoe River paper. And for some reason, I guess because maybe over the years they've changed the paper, I found that it actually smudges, usually with the presence of condensation or some type of moisture, so I will definitely put that out there, but honestly, it just adds to the beauty. And then lastly, I would point out that I've been trying to do better at writing down my recipes that have worked really well for me, because now that we live on a farm and we're trying to get into this like homesteading thing, cooking is a really big part of that lifestyle, and it really sucks to have to scroll through all the ads, and then sometimes out here we don't have signal, and then if I don't remember, there's been times where like I didn't remember the recipe and it was not really edible. So I wasted a bunch. It just feels really stupid, honestly. So anyways, I actually want to share with you all another solution. And maybe I can share this in greater depth in another video, because this video is not about it, but I've been using my Simply Gilded sticker album here to store my recipes. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely let me know. I will do a video on that. Okay. So the next one that I really am excited to share with you all finally is my Hobonichi A6 English HON. Sorry for the glare. I haven't shared a flip through of this yet. I'll do a sneak peek right now because I'm so proud of it. I am on to January 9th. It is not the 9th yet, so hopefully I post this in advance. But I've put a lot of effort into this and keeping up with it. I am also expecting that there are going to be times where I will not have time to update this, and that's completely okay. That's what happened in 2024. But yeah, I do love this cover. One of you asked me, like, I thought you weren't supposed to put covers on the HON. I think you're absolutely correct, because it does have a hardcover here and it's decorated. I wanted this cover and my husband actually surprised me with it. I was going to do more research and I hadn't, so it doesn't fit very well. You can see that here. But it means a lot to me because my husband bought it for me, so I'm going to continue to use it. But if you all decide to get it yourself, just know that it's not going to fit very well. So anyways, and I'm hoping maybe it'll stretch over time, but whatever. Okay, so that brings me to my last 2 planners, but you'll see 3 here. So basically, the color doesn't really go with the theme, my neutrals of the bullet journal. And actually, this isn't even a bullet journal. It's this. Okay, so let me start with a take a note. So the A5 size take a note is exactly that. I ended up with this planner in 25. It was a last minute impulse buy. This is the only thing I think I purchased for Cyber Monday and Black Friday deals. First of all, I saw it on Black Friday and I couldn't believe it. I was like, why is it on sale for Black Friday? And so I think they normally run $40. Price check me, because prices change all the time on Amazon, and they were running a deal for $32, so it was just a little bit off, a few dollars off. I had wanted this planner. I had used it in 23, and in 24 I made the mistake, although it was my favorite planner, to just not use it in 24. I feel like I made a similar mistake in this year, and I'll just share that with you because this was my favorite planner, the Travelers Company Vertical Planner, in 2024, and I'm not actually using this system in 2025. So I feel like I keep making the same mistake. But anyway, so it was on sale. I grabbed it and I was going to use this specifically for work. Then I opened it up. I am such a sucker. So I opened it up to the monthly and was immediately jealous of the monthly spread, because I know for work I typically ignore the monthly spreads because I rely heavily on my private everyday carry. So what I decided to do was swap my private everyday carry planner, which was this Midori doggy planner here, with the Take a Note. And this gave me a little bit more space to write a little more detail about appointments. If I have more than one appointment, for example, on a day or a birthday to celebrate, I could fit it, I felt like, better in this A5 size Take a Note. There were a lot of things that I really enjoyed about the Take a Note monthly, including the space in the margins. So my plan and what I've been doing in January, which I can't share with you, unfortunately, is because it's private. But actually, also, if you are interested in seeing how I've been using these spreads, definitely let me know in the comment section, because what I'll try to do is to film a plan with me or setup in the upcoming months, so it's not populated with all the personal information. So definitely let me know. But I like to write the dates up top and do like either a habit tracker, well, basically a habit tracker. So in January, what I tried was to write all 7 of my planners up top. It's been kind of cumbersome, so I think I'm going to switch that to a habit tracker, like a true habit tracker. But what it did help me to do is to put my 7 planners in order and kind of check them off every day. And it has kept me disciplined. However, I know that eventually, very soon, I will no longer have time to do that on a daily basis. The other thing that I've been loving is populating a monthly goal list. My husband and I have agreed, so hopefully we continue to do it, that on a weekly and monthly basis, we're going to get together and talk about our overall goals in certain categories, such as marriage and our home and the farm, and then try to break it down basically into actionable items that we can work on together, and then just kind of check in with each other and see where we are. And so I've been doing the monthlies down here and the weeklies right here, but trying to keep it shorter rather than longer, and then also any important notes. So for example, in a couple of weeks, I need to contact my doctor to ask for a blood script, and of course it's on me to do that, so I have already written it in the margins. So anyways, that's my long story to tell you all that I have, I bought this on sale on a whim, and this happens to be my favorite planner. The other thing I wanted to ask for your help with is I am struggling to find a cover for this planner. I know that there are some like plastic ones that I can probably use from the cousin and things like that, but I'm looking for something maybe a little nicer. One that I really wanted and I can't find in stock anywhere, so I would really appreciate your input, is actually the A5 size Midori goat leather, the pink one that patinas over time. I've had my eye on that cover for a few years, and honestly the price just keeps going up, so I don't really know what I'm waiting for. So if you guys have experience with that, and either yay or nay on that, definitely let me know. If you have experience with any other types of planners that fit this one well, or sorry, planner covers that fit this planner well, definitely let me know, because I am in the market. And of course I have my Hubman and Chub Girl die cut here. Super cute, because that's basically what it looked like, but like 7 planners. Okay, and then very lastly, I can't share too much of this, but what I can share is actually the weeklies. So I haven't populated this week of January, and so I'll just walk you through it. I decided to use this moleskin lined planner here, and I'll go to a MVP, or not planner, sorry, notebook here, that I actually got from my mother-in-law for, I think, my birthday or graduation, one of these things. She knows I love stationery, and I actually never bought a lined notebook from Moleskine before, or haven't in a long time, so I really appreciated that. This one also has like a very soft cover, which is unusual also for what I typically get, so, and the color as well. So I just paired it with some of the Midori Charato clips, which are actually consistent throughout all of my planners. I used the whole set, and I actually shared with my husband too. He's really excited about that because he has the Hobonichi A5 cousin, so he's been loving it. But yeah, so what I've been planning on doing, and I've talked a little bit about this, I think, in a previous video, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but the reason I switched was because I felt like this type of format was too small for my everyday carry. It didn't lend itself to being able to time block and track like how I've been spending my time, the tasks I need to complete in a day. Like, it's oversimplified. So what I've been doing is actually taking my Midori paintable stamp with the 4 check boxes and stamping it on each work day. Over here in Saturday and Sunday, similar to the Hobonichi weeks for work, I have been using just for like top priority items or reminders for the following week or just notes about what happened in that week. And then up top here, I've been also loving this MD, the Midori MD paper with my pens because everything performs well on it. So I've been loving that consistency there. And is also part of the reason why I really miss the Travelers. And I honestly have been struggling with the Hobonichi Planners. So anyways, just random thought there. So the other thing I've been trying to do is to keep track of the major events in the week up top here, which is kind of tight, but I really have been appreciating like these little fun dog pictures or like illustrations, let's call it. I also am using the monthly because unfortunately the monthly I had set up for my personal everyday carry. I also have shared with you all in the past that I spent a lot of time setting up the front here to reflect some of my goals, some of the inspirational words, and all the things that I love on our farm. Anyways, so the other thing I like to do is just use my Tombow Fude pen to write at the top of each day, like the highlight of the day. So for example, if I have a very important meeting, if I have the day off, why do I have the day off, how many hours of leave, things like that, up top here. And then, like I said, just the top 4 tasks. I'm playing around with like, I guess, combining these 2 columns. I haven't really been able to fit it in like keeping it separated in 2 separate columns. I think it would be more efficient that way because I would be able to fit 8 tasks or notes in 1 section per day, which I think is still tight. So I've been struggling a little bit with this space, but I'm glad that this is for work and not for my personal everyday carry. Okay, so that's that. I have back here the holidays that are important to me. I just dump it into Excel and print it out every year. Also, we have some of these fun spreads in the back. I think we also have some dot grid paper here. So interesting way. It will be interesting to see how I use these pages in the back. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to go over, and then I might touch my Hobonichi weeks again, but maybe not because this video is getting really long, is how I've been using this journal, I guess, here. So in addition to this planner, like this formal planner, I'm using this lined moleskin to keep track of all of the notes associated with each of my projects, because as an engineer, a lot of what I do is segmented based on the projects that I'm working on. And what I didn't love in this previous year that had worked on previous jobs, but was not working for this one, was I wanted to have the notes for each of my project in one place. So for example, when I would go to different meetings every week, I would want to reference back to last week's notes and it would be mixed in with everything, which is 100% why I switched away from the take a note. Although the take a note was supposed to allow me for more space, it was really confusing. So anyways, that's where I ended up. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you all is one, actually really my gratitude that if you're still here, you hit that like button and let me know because I actually really appreciate that. Really appreciate you and thank you so much for sticking around. But yeah, alrighty, so the last thing I want to share with you all is a quick update. I don't know if I showed you the notes section of my Hobonichi weeks recently, but I'm really proud of it because every year since probably 2001 that I've had these Hobonichi planners, I've never, or the Hobonichi weeks, I've never used the notes section. Like I've tried and failed every year. So anyways, my favorite one is this pen test page because it was, honestly, I didn't want to set it up. And I was really struggling to get myself to do the work to set this up. I mean, it is a lot of work. You gotta line up all your pens and then think about the order in advance and then come down and write it. And of course, I started off with a big mistake in swapping the hard and soft tip Tombow. You know, big deal. But I love that I was able to test out this newer-ish type paper. Like, it's been many years since I did any type of pen test page. And so it's nice to see the ghosting or lack of ghosting here. I also did a washi tape swatch page for all of the new washi tape I got on Amazon. I was pretty excited about that. I filmed a unboxing and never posted it, so I apologize. But this will be a big part of my spreads, I think, in 2025. That was the intent. Very interesting washi tape. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. And then I set myself up for the fountain pens, or really for ink. So I lost my fountain pens for about a month. I just found them. They're probably all dried out. And guys, I just suck at fountain pens. I'll just be honest with you. And then going to the actual section here about all the planners. So I got to update this because it still shows my Midori as a personal everyday carry and my take a note for work, which is not accurate, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm still working on populating the goals section with my husband. What we discussed was actually using, well, not that my husband cares, but was actually using the Sterling ink stickers monthlies to break all of our goals into like monthly actionable items, and only 4 based on several categories, including slowing down and living like a more enjoyable, relaxing present life, as well as like, you know, focusing on family. And so anyways, that's that. And my note to self about cleaning. So this is just some things that I wanted to keep track of on a monthly basis. Over here is my Christmas gift list, and I think it's going to expand beyond Christmas. Over here is my wish list, which I guess I shouldn't be shy about, but yeah, I should update that because there are many more things on there now. Let's see, things I can declutter. This is a big one for me. I just came up with this, but basically, as I am cleaning out and unpacking still after a year, I am going through things that I am feeling comfortable to declutter and donate or sell. And so I'm coming up with a list that I want to share with my husband. Because I think, honestly, this is his favorite part of me going on travel for work. He goes to, like, I don't know where he goes, but he donates all the stuff that I told him. Like, he forgets everything. He doesn't listen a lot. But the time that he doesn't forget and he does listen is when I tell him it's okay to throw something away. So anytime that I have told him, like, hey, I'm open to donating these bowls, for example, that I actually thrifted. So I'm just like, twice now he's donated, like, the next trip. So anyways, coming up with a list, and I know this makes him happy, so hopefully I will continue to add to it. Anyways, friends, that's all I have for today. And of course, as always, just wanted to thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, friends.